Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and felt like something was slipping away? Not your looks, not your strength, but that fire inside you, that quiet confidence, that feeling that you were built for something more. Most men don't realize it, but one day they wake up and they're no longer becoming stronger, wiser, or sharper. They've started to fade into something smaller, weaker, a shadow of who they used to be. And it doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, silently, with small choices, lazy habits, and soft excuses. You don't even notice it until it's already shaped your life. This is how a man turns into a low-value man. A low-value man isn't always the loud one, the broke one, or the one who looks lost. Sometimes he's the man who's given up without even knowing it. He wakes up every morning and drifts through his day. No goals, no hunger, no direction. He's busy, but not building. He's moving, but not advancing. The first sign you're turning into this kind of man is when you start ignoring your purpose. Every man was built with a calling, a reason to push forward, something that demands his growth. When you stop chasing that purpose and settle for comfort, you start dying from the inside. You might think you're resting, but you're actually rusting. Life stops giving energy to the man who doesn't use it. And then, without realizing it, you start seeking validation from people, from social media, from women, from anything that makes you feel enough for a few seconds. But a man who lives off approval has already given his power away. He becomes addicted to being liked instead of being respected. And respect doesn't come from pretending to be confident. It comes from earning it day after day by keeping promises to yourself. The second sign you're slipping into a low-value man is when you stop keeping those promises. You said you'd get fit. You said you'd start that side project. You said you'd save money. But you keep breaking those small deals with yourself. Every broken promise chips away at your confidence until one day you don't trust yourself anymore. That's when discipline dies. And without discipline, a man loses everything that makes him powerful. Slowly, your energy starts to drain. You wake up tired even after sleeping. You complain even when life isn't that bad. You start blaming everything, your job, your past, your parents, your luck. But here's the truth. Blaming is a language of weakness. The moment you speak it, you surrender your strength. A man of value doesn't waste his breath blaming. He builds, even if he's tired, even if it's slow, even if no one claps for him. Because deep down, he knows that every second spent complaining is a second stolen from his own growth. Then comes the comfort trap. You start chasing pleasure instead of progress. The screen, the scrolling, the junk food, the nights wasted doing nothing that moves you closer to your dreams. You convince yourself that you'll get serious soon. But soon never comes. And the truth is, pleasure kills ambition faster than failure ever could. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you send a message to your soul. I'm okay being average, but you're not. You were never built for average. You were built for more. That's why it hurts so bad when you live beneath your potential, because deep down, you know you're meant to rise. And when a man loses his hunger, he starts losing his edge. He becomes predictable, forgettable, invisible. You'll see it in the way he talks, no conviction. In the way he walks, no purpose. In the way he looks at life, no fire. The world doesn't take him seriously because he doesn't take himself seriously. That's the tragedy of the low-value man. He doesn't know he's fading until the world stops noticing him. The respect he once had is gone. The energy that once inspired others is gone. All that's left is a man who lives on autopilot, watching his dreams shrink in the rearview mirror. But here's where things can change. You don't have to stay there, because no matter how low you've fallen, you can rise. Every man can rebuild himself, not by pretending, not by showing off, but by doing the inner work that brings his strength back. The first step to changing is awareness. You can't fix what you won't face. So face it. Be brutally honest with yourself. Ask, where have I gone soft? Where have I stopped growing? What am I avoiding? That's where your comeback begins. Not in motivation, not in noise, but in truth. And then, take ownership. Stop waiting for someone to save you. No one's coming. You're the rescue. Every powerful man you admire was once a man who got tired of his own excuses. He looked at his reflection and said, "Enough." He stopped running from responsibility and started running toward discipline. And when he did, everything changed. That's the shift from low value to high value. It's not about money, muscles, or fame. It's about how much of your potential you choose to honor every day. You see, a high-value man isn't perfect. He just refuses to stay weak. He keeps evolving, even when it hurts. He builds when others complain. He stays calm when others panic. And that's what separates him. Not what he has, but what he endures. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every challenge becomes a mirror. Every failure becomes fuel. You want to change? Start where you are, with what you have, and do what you can. Don't wait for the perfect time. It doesn't exist. The time is now. Because every day you waste doubting yourself, another man is out there building the life you dream about. The next step is to protect your energy. A low-value man gives it to everyone. Gossip, drama, negativity. A high-value man guards it like treasure. He doesn't argue to be right. He moves in silence. He lets his results speak. He knows that real power doesn't shout, it shows. So if you want to change, watch what you feed your mind. Your thoughts shape your reality. Feed them with goals, books, workouts, and discipline. Don't drown your mind in noise. Train it in focus. Because a focused man is a dangerous man, not to others but to his old self. And then comes respect, not from others but from yourself. You earn it every morning when you do what you said you would. Wake up early. Move your body. Learn something new. Build something. Keep your word. Every act of discipline adds to your worth, and the world starts to notice, not because you told them, but because you became undeniable. The low-value man wants attention. The high-value man attracts it. That's the difference. When you stand in your purpose, people feel it. When you walk with confidence, not arrogance, doors open. When you live with integrity, opportunities follow. Because the universe aligns with men who respect themselves. You also need to stop chasing and start choosing. A low-value man chases everything: women, approval, validation. A high-value man chooses carefully. He doesn't beg to be loved. He becomes the kind of man who is worth loving. He doesn't force people to stay. His presence alone earns their loyalty. You don't attract quality by chasing it. You attract it by becoming it. So instead of asking, "How do I get her to like me?" ask, "How do I become a man I would admire?" That question alone can transform your life. And when you fall, because you will, don't run from the pain. Use it. Pain is the greatest teacher a man will ever have. It sharpens you. It humbles you. It strips away your ego and reminds you what truly matters. Every scar you carry can either break you or build you. It's your choice. The low-value man hides his pain. The high-value man turns it into power. So when life hits you hard, stand up. Don't complain. Don't post about it. Just rise quietly. Because every comeback story starts with a man who refused to stay down. At the end of the day, becoming a high-value man is not about impressing anyone. It's about redeeming yourself. It's about earning your own respect back. It's about walking past a mirror and saying, "I'm proud of who I'm becoming." That's when you've won. Not when people clap for you, but when you can look at your reflection and see strength, discipline, and self-respect staring back. That's real success. That's real power. That's what makes a man truly valuable. So if you feel like you're slipping, if you've lost your drive, your edge, your purpose, it's not too late. It never is. Every day is a new chance to rise again. You just have to decide. right here, right now. Because change doesn't start when you feel ready. It starts when you get tired of being the man you no longer want to be. The moment you say enough, the world shifts in your favor. Your habits, your focus, your energy, they all follow your decision. So decide, stand tall, rebuild your fire. The world may not notice today, but soon it will. And when it does, it won't see a low-value man anymore. It'll see a man who reclaimed his worth. Because being a man of value isn't something you're born with, it's something you earn every single day, through action, through growth, through discipline, and when you finally rise, when you finally become that man again, you won't need to tell anyone. They'll feel it. In your words, in your silence, in your presence. That's the power of transformation. That's the power of choosing to become the man you were always meant to be. At the end of it all, remember this. No man is born high value. We all start somewhere. We all struggle. We all fall. But the difference lies in who decides to rise again. Every day you wake up, you get two choices, to stay the same or to rebuild. You don't need to announce it. You don't need approval. You just need to start. The smallest step forward is worth more than the biggest excuse. Stop looking for the easy path. It doesn't make you strong. The struggle is what shapes you. The silence, the discipline, the grind that nobody sees, that's where real value is born. So when life gets hard, don't shrink. Grow. When you feel weak, don't run. Stand. Because the man you're meant to be is waiting on the other side of your comfort. And one day when you look back, you'll realize the moment you stopped chasing validation, the moment you stopped making excuses, the moment you started moving with quiet purpose, that's when you became valuable. Not to the world, but to yourself. That's when everything changed. So walk with strength, even when no one's watching. Speak with truth, even when it's hard. And lead your life like it matters, because it does. You only get one shot at this, one life to prove that you were more than average. So rise up, reclaim your fire, become the man who doesn't just exist, but leaves a mark.